Alright, so listen closely. You are wasting your future. Scrolling to TikTok and Instagram in the middle of the night, playing video games until your eyes are burned, Netflix series after series. This isn't just harmless downtime and relaxation. This is you actively choosing to stay stuck in an average loop that leads nowhere. And be honest with me, how long will you let Shaitan continue to whisper those temptations in your ears? If you don't start getting more consistent and disciplined today, you will never get anywhere in this life. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this because it's the harsh reality that too many of us choose to ignore. Every moment spent in this cycle of instant gratification is a moment stolen from your true potential, from your own future. And before you think I'm just pointing fingers here, let me make it clear. I've been right where you are right now. I know exactly what it's like to tell yourself just one more game, I can do this tomorrow, or just one more video, only to realize that hours, days, and eventually years of your life have slipped by, dominated by desires and distractions. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be this way. Your life, your future is in your own hands. And the time to take control is now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now, right at this moment. This video is about confronting the uncomfortable truth, understanding why we fall into these traps, and most importantly, figuring out how to climb out of them. It's about transforming your life through consistency and discipline. But why is consistency so hard to achieve? Maybe you already have tried to take action several times, but find yourself bouncing back to your old patterns easily. Now, let me tell you something. At its core, the problem is not just about discipline or the lack of it. It's about what drives us from the inside. In a world filled with endless distractions and instant gratification, our brains are wired to seek the path to least resistance. That dopamine hit from the temporary escape of a video game, the comfort of watching just one more episode, it's all too easy, too accessible. But don't you realize, while these activities provide momentary pleasure, they don't contribute to our long-term happiness or fulfillment. Deep down, we all have dreams and aspirations. Whether it's starting a business, traveling the world, or making a difference in your community, there's much more potential within you. But these dreams requires consistent effort, discipline, and most importantly, a strong sense of purpose. Finding your why is the starting key to unlocking consistency. Your why is your guiding star, the reason you get up in the morning, and the fuel that will keep you going, even when times get tough. It's not about choosing between enjoying life and working hard. It's about aligning your daily actions with your deeper goals and values. When you start living with purpose, every action becomes meaningful. Suddenly, the choice to work on your project instead of playing a video game isn't a sacrifice anymore. It's a step towards something greater. The discipline to turn off the distractions and focus on your goals doesn't feel like a punishment anymore. It feels like an act of self-love and an investment in your future self. So I started my business when I was 16 years old, when I was still going to school. But in the beginning, when I still was a student, I lived day by day. Social media, friends, gaming in the late evenings, on school days, and waking up 10 minutes before the bus left. My days were filled with fleeting pleasures, never thinking about the bigger picture. It was comfortable, yes, but deep down, I knew something was missing. It wasn't until I confronted the reality of my actions and asked myself, is this all there? That I began to understand the importance of purpose. That question led me on a path of self-discovery, pushing me to find my why, and ultimately change the course of my life. But back to you. How do we start this journey of self-discovery and alignment? It begins with some simple yet profound questions. What matters most to you? What thrives you? Where do you see yourself in a few years? Take a moment to reflect on this and be honest with yourself. This is the first step towards breaking the cycle of instant gratification and embarking on a path of purpose and fulfillment. And maybe most importantly, also ask yourself, what if I don't act now and keep waiting? At some point, sometimes it's not just about the beautiful potential outcome, but also about the potential downside. Now imagine this, becoming 30, 40 years old without being able to control your own desires, without having achieved anything yet in life, without being able to take care of your family and help others, without reaching your full potential. This was my biggest fear. And as a Muslim, I learned that those short-term desires come from Shaitan, the devil, whispering temptations in your ears. But we should be stronger than that and search for meaningful purpose in this life, not be so lazy and live without a vision. So now that we've explored the importance of finding your why and the potential consequences of inaction, it's time to talk about how we can turn these insights into real change. Transforming your life isn't just about dreaming big. It's about making those dreams a reality through consistent, purposeful action. So I sat down for a while to think about the things that were most important in my journey from breaking my habits and old patterns. And I ended up with 6 important steps. And we started with choosing your why. But what is next? So the next step towards living a life of purpose and consistency is setting clear, achievable goals. And not just any goals, they need to resonate with your why, which you questioned yourself in the first step, your core motivation. When I first started on my path, I set modest goals that align with my deeper long-term aspirations. So for instance, if you dream about starting your own business, begin with the goal of researching and writing a business plan. Start small if you have to, but make sure these goals challenge you enough to grow. Write them down, make them visible, and remind yourself daily why they matter to you. Now step number 3, create a balanced routine. Goals without a plan will lead nowhere. It needs to become your lifestyle, but consistency isn't about filling every moment of your days with work towards your goals. It's about creating a balanced routine that includes time for work, rest, and play. A balanced and structured routine is your blueprint to success. It's about more than just work. It's crafting a lifestyle that includes growth, rest, and joy. Besides the fact that you need to grow, also make sure to take time for your family and other important things in life. For me, creating a routine meant starting my mornings with focused and important tasks, followed by periods of relaxation and hobbies in the evening. So structure your day in a way that dedicates specific times for focused hours, but also moments of relaxation and self-care. Now, the next step is limit distractions. In your journey to consistency, distractions are your biggest obstacles. Start by identifying what commonly distracts you. Is it social media, video games, Netflix? Social media was a major distraction for me. It was pulling me away from my work and messing up my focus. So in the beginning, I installed an app blocker that allowed me to set specific times to check social media, rather than being a consistent interruption for me. But after time, the more aware of it you become, the more it becomes a habit. Identifying your main distractions and tackle them immediately. Whether it's setting strict time limits on entertainment or redesigning your workspace to minimize distractions, taking control of your environment is a crucial step to maintaining focus. Now, step number 5, embracing accountability. Having someone to share your goals and progress with can significantly increase your chances of success. Find a friend, family member, or even a community online who can understand your journey and is willing to keep you accountable. Regular check-ins will not only motivate you, but also provide you with an outside perspective on your progress. But to be honest, in the beginning I had no one to share my goals with. No one who really understood me and my goals and my visions. So what I did was read books and listen to podcasts of successful people on a daily basis, just so I could get used to the energy and mindset around me and keep myself accountable to higher standards. Because growth is not easy, especially if you have people around you who are not used to seeing you grow or change in your personality and vision in life. Later, I found more like-minded people around me to share my purpose, but if you already have people around you that share your vision, it's a blessing. And nowadays, we live in an online world where it's easier than ever to connect with the right people. Now, finally, you should understand that the path to consistency and achieving your goals is not linear. There will be setbacks and failures along the way. The key is to reflect on these experiences, learn from them, and adjust your strategies accordingly. The journey towards your goals is rarely a straight line. There will be setbacks, but each setback is a learning opportunity. Early in my journey, I faced a lot of challenges, and still I do on a daily basis. But instead of seeing them as failures, I use them to change, to learn, and adapt. Regular reflection on what's working and what isn't allows you to adapt and evolve your strategies. Embrace a mindset to continuous improvement. And remember, consistency is as much about adapting to change and learning as it is about persistence and discipline. Now, implementing these strategies won't change your life overnight, but they will set you on the right path. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every step you take towards your why, no matter how small, is a victory itself. I want you to remember that finding and living your purpose is one of the most rewarding journeys you can embark on. It's not easy, and it requires the courage to step out of your comfort zone. But I promise you, on the other side of consistency and discipline lies a life of fulfillment, achievement, and true happiness.